Today, I want to talk about trusting your instincts, your gut instincts. Can you trust them, or are you gaslighting yourself, or are other people gaslighting you? If you don't know what gaslighting means, it's a term that came about actually from a play, and then it was a movie, but it was all about this man who would take the oil out of the light, the gas out of the light, and so the lights would dim a little bit more every night. And the lady that he was with, who he was gaslighting, would say, "What's happening with the lights?" And he'd say, "Nothing's different about the lights. It must be in your imagination." And so she thought she was going crazy. And that's where the term gaslighting came from. Because when somebody tells you that your gut instincts about something, or actually something even factual, is not the case, that's gaslighting. And it can actually make you crazy, because you can begin to start wondering, are my instincts right? Am I just being crazy? They're saying I'm crazy, so maybe I just am crazy. This is a very dangerous thing. So if you've ever been gaslit, if you've ever had narcissistic abuse, you begin to stop trusting your instincts. And then you draw in more and more people who can take advantage of that. So today we're going to talk about why it's so important to trust your gut, and how you can trust your gut instincts without any proof. You don't even need the lights to be the actual proof that, like, no, I know that this is wrong. Something's wrong in this relationship. I have proof with the lights. You don't need to wait for proof. So often we have a gut instinct about something or somebody, but we're like, I don't have the proof. So you don't trust it. And that could cost you your life, quite literally. I know it sounds maybe dramatic, but it really can. It can cost you your livelihood. It can cost you your health. So I'm here to tell you today, yes, trust your instincts. If you have a feeling something is off about something or someone, it is. It 100% is. And I'm feeling really good today. I'm like so happy. Even though I'm in like this really challenging situation right now, helping my dad who's in the hospital and his wife who's in the hospital, I'm really happy because my instincts were validated just last night, and I'm going to share with you a story about how they were validated. But an instinct I had about something really strong, and all of us have this intuition, but we don't trust it a lot of times. So I have wild intuition. I mean, I might go into doing psychic readings, I'm not even kidding, at some point, because I have seen the future, I've predicted the future, and I've also just seen into things. And I think we all have that, but we learn not to trust it. So if you start feeling like in your body, this is not right, something about this person is making me feel anxious, just trust that. You don't need more proof than that. That person is dangerous, or it's not in alignment for you. If you start getting sweaty, anxious, overly excited, that's your body telling you this is not a safe person or situation. Sometimes that you can mix that up with excitement. I know I have. I thought, no, I'm really excited. And then I learned, oh, I just got bit. That's why I'm like fidgeting. It's okay. And then I learned that actually that excitement was your body telling you it was not right. So having discernment between positive, healthy excitement, enthusiasm, and everything firing off in your body saying, this is not safe. This is not right. How can you tell the difference? 2, you're so much smarter and wiser than you give yourself credit. So if you're in a relationship right now and you're like, I wonder if he's lying, or I wonder if she's lying, I wonder if they're cheating on me. Unless you have been diagnosed with paranoia or some other mental condition that says that you come up with massive stories a lot. Your instincts are right. They're lying. They are cheating. I guarantee it. If you think, gosh, they're so nice and I have no proof that anything's wrong, but I just feel something, you're right. Something's wrong. Trust that. So I'm going to give you an example. I'll give you a couple really profound examples in my life of how this has helped me, and times when I didn't trust my instincts and then I was proven right later. So the first major one that I had in my life happen where I was like, wow, I need to trust my instincts always, was when I went into my dermatologist. I had a mole on my back, and I said, I just don't like it. There's something in my gut. My gut instincts say that something's wrong with this. And my doctor said, well, insurance won't cover it, and I don't think it's cancerous, so insurance won't cover it. You'll have to pay out of pocket if you want me to remove it. And I said, yes, I want you to remove it. I'll pay out of pocket because instinctually I don't like it. Something's wrong with it. Well, the next morning she called me back, and for those of you that have been following along my journey know, she said it was filled with melanoma. And I am so sorry. I will never say that again to somebody. She said, I'm mortified because that could have taken your life. And if you had followed my guidance as a doctor, it could have killed you. So here I was going against a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I haven't been to medical school. I just went off my gut instincts that something was wrong. And it was. And so I had a massive, I don't think you can, I would show you, but I have a mandala on my back. I can't show you right now. Maybe I'll put up a picture of it. But yeah, I'll put up a picture of it. That's easier. I have a mandala on my back covering where the scar was. It was a massive area. I also trusted my instincts in my healing. And I knew that I couldn't be around people, places, things, movies, anything that was toxic to my healing. So I didn't. And I healed. And I healed from melanoma. The second time that it was so profound for me to trust my instincts was having my daughter. So many people said, you can't do it. You can't be a single mom. Nobody will ever want you again. You can't date or this or that. Your life is over. I'm so grateful I didn't trust that. I'm so grateful I trusted my inner knowing that I could do it. Yeah, it's going to be challenging, but I'm so grateful. I was just looking at her this morning sleeping, and I thought, thank God I trusted my instincts, because she's been the best blessing of my entire life. Then, just this week, I was on the phone with my dad, who's here in Florida. On Sunday, doesn't matter, you could be watching this anytime, but it's Friday right now. And on Sunday, I called him, and we were talking on the phone, and he just sort of drifted off on the phone, and his voice dropped. It changed. I thought maybe he had a stroke or something. I wasn't sure. So, oops, sorry about that. So I said, Dad, are you okay? He wasn't there. I said, are you okay? And then he finally came to me. He says, oh, I just nodded off a little bit. I'm okay. I'm just tired. I said, no, Dad, I'm going to call somebody. He said, no, I'm fine. Now, I could have listened to him because I wasn't there. I couldn't see what was happening. I could have believed that he was fine. But instead, I went with my instincts. And I called an ambulance. Ambulance came. I found out that was the second ambulance that had been there that day because his neighbor had called one for him earlier. And this time, the first time he refused the ambulance. The second time they said, no, if an ambulance is called 2 times in one day, the person cannot refuse it. So we will take you against your will if you don't go willingly. So now he's been in the hospital since Sunday, and it's Friday. And he had pneumonia. He's had a pacemaker put in. He had cataract surgery last week and cancer removed from his head, so he's had a lot of things going on. He also fell last week with his wife, and they both were in the hospital then. So anyway, I'm just really glad that I trusted my instincts, because the doctor said, look, if you hadn't called, he would be, I don't know if he'd be here. So I'm so grateful for that. Trust your instincts. You don't always need proof. If there's something in your body saying, wait, this is not right, it's not right. And guess what? You could be wrong, but like if you're wrong in a relationship, then that person is going to have a conversation with you. If it's just a fear and that person is meant to be in your life, say it's somebody you're dating, then they'll work it out with you. If it wasn't just a fear, if it was your instinct, then they're going to vanish or be really rude to you or all sorts of things. You'll see their true colors very quickly. So I was dating somebody, as you guys know, and if you've been watching along, I was dating someone and single, and this guy seemed really cool to me. I was like, yeah, he's awesome, but something in my instincts was like, something is off, something is off. And so then I found out, well, he had been dating a bunch of other people, and I asked him, and he came clean with me about that. So I said, okay, well, I'm not okay with that. I'm not into polyamorous relationships, and so, you know, I send you on your way. I wish you blessings, but I just am not into it. So he said, fine, I'm going to go about my way. So I said, okay, so that was painful, but at least it was honest, right? Then he came back to me a couple months later and says, I don't want to date anybody else. I want to date you. And I really want to try with you. And I thought, wow. But my instincts told me something was off, but I didn't want to trust. So sometimes our instincts tell us exactly what we need to know, but we don't want that to be the truth. I didn't want what my instincts were saying about him or the situation be true. So I wanted to kind of believe in the fairy tale for a minute, you know, because I liked him. So I wanted to uphold the image that I had of him in my own mind, rather than the image that he was actually showing me. So how often do you do that, where you're like, I want to uphold so badly the image of this person or place or thing, rather than what's actually happening? So then we decided to start dating again, and I was really excited. We went when we decided to start dating, we went to coffee. Then we went to the park with our kids or something, you know, and just like acting as friends. And then the third time, we're not even gonna really hang out. The third time we hung out, it was like a dinner, and he was very strange. His energy was totally weird. He was on his phone the whole time. It was the first time we had got to hang out, like first time. And I thought, this is odd. He's acting strange. And then the minute, like, we were close a little bit and stuff, and then he was like, I'm out of here. And then he's like, oh, I got to go do work stuff. I got to go do and whatever, and blew me off, and then was texting very short. And I asked him, are you okay the next day? And he like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm just it. And gaslighted me, you know, no, I'm fine. You know, it's just this or that. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then I'm like, gosh, and then he kept blowing me off. Then a couple of days later when we met up, he's like, yeah, I'm just not feeling it anymore. My instinct said he went back with the girl that he broke it off with to date me. I asked him. He said, no, I just want to be single. I want to date myself. My instinct said this is not true. But I wanted to uphold the vision I had of him, of a man of integrity and honesty. I wanted that to be true so bad, that he would be filled with integrity and honesty with me. But my instincts were like, this is not right. You don't just switch on somebody like that. And so at first, because I wanted to uphold that image of him, I turned on myself. What did I do wrong? I must have done something wrong, because people don't just switch like that. So I must have. And if you've ever been gaslit before, you turn on yourself, right? Before you turn on somebody else, you're like, oh, I must have done it wrong. Well, I had no proof. And then he, you know, was like blocked me and all this stuff, was very dramatic about it, as if I'd done something. But really, that was just his way of hiding what he's doing. And then sure enough, last night, I found the proof. He's with the girl that he was with before me. So he chose her, but he didn't want to admit that. For whatever reason, that's his own journey. But I'm like excited, because I'm like, oh my gosh, my instincts were spot on. So instead of feeling devastated, I felt actually really good, because I'm like, wow, For the first time ever now, I can really develop this relationship with myself and my instincts. They are always right. Your instincts are always right. Always. So it saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved my dad's life. My instincts this week. Oh my God, I'm getting bit. And possibly save me from a really, well, he ended up leaving and all this stuff. But, you know, I could have, that one I didn't trust my instincts because I wanted to uphold the image I had created of him. But my instincts knew. So when he had come back to me, my instincts said, be a little slower about this, Lea. But I didn't trust my instincts there because I wanted the belief I had about him to be true. So I ask you today, are you upholding the belief that you have about somebody or something, or are you trusting your instincts? I could have upheld the belief I had about the doctor I had. I really liked that doctor. Oh, she's a really great doctor. She went to medical school. That's my belief about her. I don't need to trust my instincts about this situation. I'm holding my arm because I'm holding my phone. Dear God. So trust your instincts. Trust your instincts about everything. They're right all the time. Do not gaslight yourself. Do not let anybody gaslight you. Because if your instincts are perchance wrong, there'll be a really nice adult conversation about fears. It won't be all of a sudden this crazy switch, right? It won't be somebody like mad at you. Anybody on your team, in your corner, will talk with you. Anybody who isn't will ghost you, abandon you, and leave you, right? So anybody who leaves you is not on your team. Anybody who gaslights you is not for you. Trust your instincts. They will save your life and maybe the life of somebody else.